I needed some advice on what was happening whenever me and my ex would go out and try to have a good time together. It would end badly. Like 90% of the time, we could never go hang out with other people. Generally speaking, he did not like me being around him when he was trying to hang out with other people. I would notice that with other couples. They would be sitting next to each other, but the narc, he never wanted to sit next to me. He was always over in his own corner, staring at me with such contempt. And then as soon as we would leave whatever it was, the event, he would accuse me of not being myself, or being awkward, or not having a good time, and not allowing him to have a good time. And all these accusations over the years, I know it was just projection. Because what was happening was completely opposite. He didn't like me in his presence when he was trying to do what he normally did, was making a scene. That's what he specialized in. He would always make sure that he was the center of attention, whether by saying something really crude or doing something very outlandish. That's what he thrived on. It was always the same thing. And I would never call him out on it because I didn't want to start a fight, but just my presence in itself, he hated. He would always comment how we couldn't go out together and have a good time because it was always me, quote unquote me, having to be the negative person and act a certain way when in reality it was him. I know I said that twice. I know I repeated myself, but why do narcissists do this? Why did I allow him to project all the blame onto me when I knew the truth, what was happening? They always blame shift, and they make you feel like you're the one that can't have a good time when it's really them. In actuality, it's him the entire time acting a fool and acting weird. And this is the very first time that I'm talking about this because I buried it for so long. I wasn't imagining any of it. It was a constant pattern that showed up over and over again. There was many patterns, but this was just one of many. And once I realized it and accepted it, I can't unsee it. I like to say that I'll do research on a topic before I talk about it, but honestly I haven't done enough in-depth research on this topic. Just from what I found that narcissists actually enjoy shared joy. Being together, being relaxed, laughing, connected with other people and myself, that kind of mutual presence is threatening to them. And so when you are with other couples and you see them sitting together, talking easily, smiling and enjoying each other's company, it highlights what the narcissist lacks internally, and the ability to bond without control. So I'm answering my own questions and trying to understand this and process it to the best of my ability. This is why I noticed him sitting apart from me, staring at me with such contempt. And that look isn't about me being awkward or negative, it's envy. It's the resentment and the discomfort that he felt within himself. He can't regulate himself socially, and instead of leaning into the moment, he would, I don't know how to describe it, become hyper-aware and irritated and emotionally dysregulated, so he manufactures a problem and takes it out on me because he doesn't know what to do with those feelings. I'm trying to make sense of it. I am. This is just what I'm trying to understand as I'm reading and learning through all these patterns that I lived through for the last 27 years since I've known him. And he always had to make a scene himself, be the center of attention by saying something crude, acting out. What I learned is it recenters the focus on himself. These types of people need to control the the emotional, do I dare say temperature of the room, they're not admired by everybody. They don't have the self-awareness to realize they're not funny to everybody. But in their mind, they're the dominant one. They'll be happy being the disruptive one as long as the attention is on them. As long as they're not feeling invisible, he's content. And often when our night out didn't go well, he wouldn't listen to me when I tried to speak up about his behavior and why things went sour. He can't tolerate the truth. That he ruined it. He would always ruin it. That's why I would hate going out with him. I actually despised it. And again, a narcissist will never have accountability. They only have shame that they're trying to project onto you, and they have zero self-reflection. They avoid these things at all costs, and so I know I'm repeating myself and going around and around, but this is where the blame shifting comes in. So after we come home, he rewrites the reality. Suddenly, I'm the problem. He's mad at me. He continues to tell me how I was acting, even when I was just chilling there, or even maybe talking to one or two people. I had to do something wrong. I, in his mind, didn't let him have a good time. Notice the language. I didn't let him. That's entitlement. And it's a lie. In his mind, my role was to manage his emotions, reflect well on him, and make sure he felt validated. And when I never did do any of that, or when he simply felt uncomfortable inside himself, he projected all of that onto me. This projection is key here, because every accusation he threw at me was something he was doing or feeling. I know this to be true because it happens so often, and I just internalized it. I never talked about it until now. Over time, this conditioning made me doubt myself. I did start to think that, my behavior was a problem. It made me just quieter around people. Often I would wonder if I smiled enough or if I looked like a bitch. I would try to do my makeup softer. Did I talk enough? Did I talk right? Did I stay quiet enough? Did I embarrass him? These were all questions running through my mind. Meanwhile, he kept acting out, doing the same routine, same clown routine. And then once we would leave the event or the gathering, he would punish me for the fallout. It's psychological sleight of hand. It really is. He created the chaos all the time, and he blamed me for the mess. The truth is, I know now I was not the reason he couldn't have a good time. He simply can't have a good time with anyone unless he is in total control of being fed admiration. And that is the truth. If that makes sense. He knows that I wasn't the problem. My presence was never the problem. I was just the mirror. And these monsters hate mirrors that show them who they really are. To me, this is really profound because as I'm talking on this subject, it's just more clarity for me. And I refuse to carry his dysfunction. I really do. And y'all might believe it, all my haters might believe that I'm the problem, but I know the truth. And you know the truth. You had to live with him, you had to deal with him. And you know that he has a mental illness, as much as I do.